Well, hey, what's going on, everyone? Welcome back to the channel and the Training for Leadville series, episode 11. 11 weeks now already, and we are getting very close to the Leadville 100, coming up in like 5 weeks. It's going to be here before we know it, for sure. So this week was a recovery week after the Silver Rush 50 miler, and it went really well, which we'll get to here right now. So starting off Monday, July 10th, called for a rest day after the race. So I did that. I rested. I worked and rested, but I did have my functional movement training in the morning. Good session, did a lot of good strength, actually kind of in the shoulders and upper body, and I remember later in the week I was quite sore, so it was a good session for sure. But as far as recovery goes, I was feeling really good, very fresh. My legs were not feeling sore really at all. I wasn't feeling like I ran almost 50 miles just 2 days before, so very encouraged on how I felt thus far. So Tuesday, July 11th, called for either a cross training or a very easy run. I chose to do the cross training and get on the bike. My coach said to really try to go to the bike early to reduce the impact on the body after the race, part of the recovery. So I did just that. I went out for about an hour on the local trail, urban trail that was also paved and unpaved. And I had a good ride, good weather, a little warm, but yeah, legs were still feeling really good even after the pedal. Yeah, it's going well. Good recovery week so far. Well, Wednesday, July 11th also called for another rest day, and this was a total rest day. So I did exactly that. I rested, I worked and rested, and then later that evening after work, took the kids to the pool and got to just relax for a little bit and yeah, let those legs continue to get refreshed even more. Even though they were feeling really good, I know it's important not to rush back into it. I might have been feeling really good, but had I run more, maybe it might not have felt as great. So listening to the body and my coach and just continuing to rest. So Thursday, July 13th called for another cross training day. And this one said again, I could either go out for a very easy 30 to 45 minute run or about an hour's worth of cross training. In the morning, I did have my functional movement training. Again, another really good session. A lot of good strength work kind of in the lower legs and the torso a little bit, but a good session for sure. And then later that afternoon, I did go out for a very easy run. And it was only about a little over 4 miles. Like I said, super easy, about 9-minute pace. Just felt really good wearing that Ultimate Direction gear, felt very comfortable. Legs were just feeling fresh and good, and I was very excited for that. Part of the recovery as well is paying attention to my nutrition and hydration, making sure to get everything back into my body after a 10-hour run, 10-hour race a couple days earlier on that Saturday. So I've been using the Gnarly Nutrition Hydrate post-run to get those electrolytes back into my body, as well as the creatine, taking that for kind of injury prevention, lubricate all the ligaments, tendons, things like that. So I did that. And then also I finally opened up and tested out the Ice Pod portable ice bath. Full review has been published on that. You can take a look at that. Just finished an easy, 35 minute run, something like that. Now I'm gonna try this Ice Pod here again. It doesn't get warmer. It doesn't get warmer. The ice is all melted, but it's cold. I don't really want to do this. Let's get the legs at least. It's cold. But I did use that after my run, and it felt pretty good to cool down after a very hot day. So Friday, July 14th, again called for another rest day. There were lots of rest days this week because it is a recovery week. However, I was feeling so good, I did decide to go ahead and do a strength workout. So I did the Caroline Girvin glutes and hamstring workout that I've been doing. I really enjoy it. It's good. I definitely found that I was not as fresh feeling as I had been in previous times doing this workout. It felt a little bit more difficult. Wasn't able to do as many sets or reps, but it was still a very good workout, and I got a lot of good workout into those glutes and hamstrings for sure, and it felt really good. And so Friday, I did also get a package from Black Diamond. This is the Rhythm long sleeve tee here. It's quite comfortable. It's kind of I believe it's a nylon and wool blend. So a little scratchiness to it, not too bad. But then I did also get the light wire tee, which you'll see here in just a couple days when I go running it. Another t-shirt from Black Diamond. Again, I think it's kind of the same material, maybe not as much wool because it has a little bit of a, not as smooth or soft as some other shirts that I've gotten in. But we'll see how it does. And then I also got this little guy right here. This is the Distance Wind Shell from Black Diamond. And it's so small. Look at this, look at this. It's literally smaller than the palm of my hand. Well, not the palm, but the smaller than my hand. Incredibly lightweight, feels very, very good, comfortable on the body. Has a hood that's designed for like a rock climbing helmet as well. I mean, it's smaller than the Ultimate Direction Aerolite jacket, so I'm looking forward to testing this and seeing how it does in rain and wind, those kind of features as well, those kind of elements. So we'll definitely give that a good thorough testing. And I also got the Salomon Sense Pro 10 vest in from Salomon. Excited to test this. I have the Sense Pro 5. I really like that vest. This has an additional zipper on it. It's a little bit more flexibility, and I'm really looking forward to testing this. However, it's a size small, and I was hoping to get a size medium, but they were out of those, so I kind of erred on the maybe the size of thinking a little bit. It might fit me, but I think this might be a little bit too small. I'm going to give it a shot and see if it fits though. But thank you to Salomon for sending. I do appreciate it. Hey, real quick, I want to tell you about the sponsor of this video, and that's Vert.Run. I'm in a recovery week right now. I just finished the Silver Rush 50. Vert has an awesome recovery week for me. I've got rest days, foam rolling, stretching, mobility, and also cross training, getting on the bike, doing something that's less impact. It's awesome having that support, not just to the race, but also after the race through that recovery. So look below in the description, you'll find a link to go download the app, try out Vert.Run. You'll also get 40% off your first month of training. You really have nothing to lose, so give it a shot. Well, Saturday, July 15th called for a long run of about an hour and 15 to an hour and a half. However, I did go a little bit longer. I was planning to do about 2 hours with my wife, knowing that with her, it would be a much easier paced effort for me, not too taxing on the body. So I did go out with the intention of doing about 2 hours, give or take, on a route that I had done before, and it went pretty well. Well, hello from the Inman Trail. Doing a little 9-ish mile loop with my wife back there. Tried to get out earlier this morning, but apparently I turned my alarm off. I guess my body needed a little more sleep. Finishing out my recovery week after the Silver Rush 50 miler last weekend. Legs are feeling really good. Talked to my coach Max. He's built my plan to get me, I think, through up to the Leadville 100. Looks really good. Looks some pretty good training for sure. So gonna have some complications in there because next week my wife has residency for her grad school, so I'll be trying to squeeze in runs whenever I can. And then, yeah, we got a vacation coming up. Not the best time to be going to sea level, but I'll make do with what I got and get back to altitude as soon as I get back, so I'll give it a go. Temperatures are good this morning, but man, it is very humid for Colorado. I'm already sweating a good bit. Almost feels like Tennessee. This part here is so rocky. It reminds me a lot of the South Old Mac Trail at Frozen Head, where this is probably more rocky than that, honestly. As you can see that bird, it is very yellow with like a reddish head. Look at that little guy.
A boy.
I don't know what that is though. Wow, look at that view. Beautiful. Not happy with me because I said that was the top. There was a little bit of a climb. We're still going just up a little bit more. Then we're going down. Not much longer. right along now. How about that view though, folks? Val's taking a pee break again, but I just heard her scream and like move really quickly. She thought she saw like a snake or something, but nope, false alarm. All right, we are though pretty much at the top. I think there's just a very, very small, like maybe 5 feet. And then we're gonna go down for several miles. Should be some good running. Smooth trail, should be fun. No snakes. So this is actually the trail that I was on several months ago doing a speed work session downhill, where I really think this is kind of where I really put the most stress on my hip and really kind of started the injury that I was having in my hip area, because I was coming down this at like low 6s, high 5s at times. I was moving. It was a speed session, so I spent a lot of stress on my legs, my hip. Overdid it, I guess. Feels good now though. Strength work is the key. So we're cruising down High Drive. Came off of the section 16 trail, headed down to our next trail. Gonna filter some water at the bottom. Carry on. It feels great right here though in the shade. All right, so getting some water. Val is gonna filter. Hopefully you can hear me okay. I learned a valuable lesson about filtering here in Colorado. Last week at the Silver Rush 50, when I got to the top of that last climb at 12,000 feet, I was out of water and I still had several miles to go to get to the next aid station. I was hurting. So I chose to drink out of a stream. It was a stream that was snow melt, I assumed, moving, came under the under the road through like a metal pipe. There was no livestock up there, nothing. But I drank 2 flasks. I chugged one right there, and then I took one with me, not filtered. I didn't have my filter with me. And I've been dealing with pretty much giardia all week, I believe. Stomach pain, abdominal pain, bloating, gas, all that stuff. It's not been fun. So always filter your water. However, the footage did end abruptly there because the memory card in my GoPro went kaput. It got corrupted somehow. I don't know what happened, but I lost the footage that I had recorded, which was very unfortunate because I did do another David Goggins spoof. So stay tuned for that. I need to re-record that, I guess. But otherwise, the run went pretty well. My wife did struggle for sure with the heat. We weren't really up that high. We didn't even get to 8,000 feet. She really thinks that it has to do with the COVID that she got probably 4 or 5 weeks ago. That still some lingering effects as far as the breathing is concerned, her legs feeling very tired. So just body's not over that yet. And some people, it can take 6 months to a year to really get over that. So it's very likely possibly the case. But it was a good run, 9.7 miles. Definitely went longer than we were anticipating to go. Again, not very taxing on the body. Did drink a lot because it was very hot. It was very, very warm and very humid for sure. But I was encouraged by doing that because, we got almost 2,000 feet of elevation gain. That was a week to the day after my 50-mile race, and my legs felt really good climbing, felt very fresh. So very encouraged. And I was also out in the Solomon Thundercross, which are right here. Doing pretty well. There's a couple issues I'm really paying attention to that are, just a couple issues, I'll say that. So stay tuned, full review will be out probably another week or two. I'm not sure because I've got another pair of shoes on the way that I need to test. I've already tested those shoes. They're the Mafate Speed 4s, but I've got a brand new pair coming because I want to check those out on a big run I have planned in a couple weeks to see about wearing those for the Leadville 100. So Sunday, July 16th called for about an hour-and-a-half easy run. So I did go out, I hit the Cottonwood Creek Trail, went up to the Wolf Lake and ran a couple laps around that as well. Went out wearing the Black Diamond light wire tee. It felt, nice and breathable, never felt heavy even when I did sweat, and it did, it actually was on my shirt. It didn't evaporate instantly, but it felt good. It helped me stay a little bit cooler because it was quite warm today. But the shirt felt pretty good. However, it was a little bit more coarse than I would like for, not wearing a vest over top of it because honestly, it did kind of aggravate both nipples. Just that it's a very fine, it's just a little abrasive, a little coarse, and it aggravated the nipples. That's it. But it is a comfortable shirt otherwise and breathed well, kept me cool. So it was a big plus on that. I also went out in the Saucony Kinvara 14s, right here. So the full review on those should be coming out pretty soon. Pretty good shoe. Definitely feels a little bit more narrow than the previous shoe, and it actually gave me a bit of a blister on my medial arch today. So not cool on that. But otherwise, the cushioning feels great in those. So stay tuned. Full review out hopefully soon. But otherwise, the run went well. It was warm. Like I said, I did take one small, about 350 milliliter Ultimate Direction body bottle of just water to drink, and that helped for sure. But when I got back, I definitely hit the gnarly hydrate and the creatine, trying to get that back into my body and get replenished. But overall, it was a good run. 11 miles, about 8 minute and 20-second pace. Keeping it pretty chill. You know, it was all the way out to that lake was uphill, so it was all, you know, a good climb, and on the way back it was all nice, easy running downhill. Well, all in, it was a pretty good week for a recovery week. Honestly, I'd say it's a very good week for a recovery week because my body feels completely refreshed, completely. I do not feel at all like I ran 50 miles last week, which is insane. It's mind-blowing, but I feel good. So anyway, total miles for the run was 24.85 miles this week, 2,600 feet of elevation gain, about 4.5 hours. And on top of that, I also did about 11.75 miles of biking for almost an hour, and then about 2 hours and 25 minutes of workout. So again, it was, what is that, 6, 7, we'll say almost 8 hours of training in a recovery week, which is pretty darn good. So I am very stoked and excited, and very, 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 very excited and encouraged going into the rest of the block now for Leadville 100. I'm feeling really confident that the sub 25-hour goal is going to be achievable, you know, barring anything crazy. I'm going to give it my best. That's the main goal. Obviously, the big goal is to finish and get the buckle under 30 hours, but the prize will be getting under 25. And that's the plan. So stay tuned in the coming weeks. I do have another big run planned that's going to be really epic on the Leadville 100 course. Cannot wait for that in a couple weeks, probably about 2 weeks I'll be doing that one. And then as well, over the next few weeks, I will be starting to get into some more logistics of the Leadville 100 as far as gear that I'm going to be taking, packing, wearing, poles, you know, that kind of stuff, nutrition, talk about some crew related things, all of that stuff in the coming weeks. So stay tuned for sure. Well, thank you all so much for watching. I do appreciate you all. If you have not already, go back and take a look at the Silver Rush 50 race video that published Sunday morning. I think it's a pretty good video, so go check it out. Hopefully you enjoy it as much as the Leadville Trail Marathon video. That video has done exceptionally well. Thank you to everybody that has watched it, shared it, commented on it, liked it. It's really helped the algorithm, and it helped my channel a lot, so I really appreciate you guys. All right, I'll talk to you on the next one.